Hello friends, welcome to this video. This is Rohit. Friends, in today's video we are going to learn about how to integrate Google sign in button into PHP web page. So let's start. First of all, we will try to understand, friends, why we should use Google sign in button within our website or web application. So friends, Google's OAuth protocol is the most easiest and most powerful way to implement the login system within web application. So what is problem here? Now friends, while surfing on internet, while browsing on internet on many web applications, in order to use their services, they ask us to create account on their website or web application. So friends, many of us might have experienced the difficulty in managing the different account for different website. So managing multiple accounts with multiple password is basically a problem. Okay, so friends, to tackle this problem, you can offer a single sign-on feature to allow your visitor to use their existing credentials with which they will open account on your website. Friends, nowadays you might have observed that many websites basically allow their users to sign in with Google, Facebook, Twitter or other popular web services. So this is the most convenient way for new users to register with the third party websites instead of signing up for new account with yet another username and password. So providing or integrating Google's sign in button within your web page or web application is the solution. Friends, you can also integrate the sign in buttons from other popular websites like Facebook, Twitter, etc. Okay, so friends, in this video we are going to understand how we can use Google's OAuth login API, which allow our users to log in with their existing Google account. Friends, with this, users will also be able to create their account on our website using sign up form. So here user will have two options. So they can log in with Google account or they can sign up on our website. So providing Google's sign in button within the web application will make our users convenient to sign in with their existing Google credentials. So first of all, friends, let's try to see what steps we are going to follow in order to integrate Google sign in button within our web page. So first of all, we will try to see the HTML form within which we want to integrate the Google sign in button. Then I will try to show you how you can create the Google API project. Okay, then we will try to install the Google's PHP SDK client library with Composer. Then I will try to explain how Google's OAuth protocol work and what is this protocol exactly and why we should go for it. Okay, and what are different entities available within this protocol. So once we understood how Google's OAuth protocol work, then we will try to integrate the client library within our PHP web page. Okay, so with which our user will be able to log in with his Google's credential. Okay, so these are the overall steps that we are going to follow. So first of all, now I will try to show you what HTML form we have and what project we have created for integration of this Google's sign in button within our web page. So I will open one project here. So I will go to XAMPP directory within htdocs. Here I have created one directory Google_login. So first of all, I will try to show you, this is our index.php file. Okay, so to create this login form, we have used Bootstrap here. So at top of this form, we have provided one sign in with Google button to user. So whenever user will click on this button, he will be redirected to the Google sign in page, and over there he can enter his credential and sign in. If user don't want to sign in with Google, then he can create account on this website and he will be able to use that username and password for sign in with this website. Okay, and at last we have sign in button provided, okay, with which he will be able to sign in. Friends, now I will try to run this file. So here I will type localhost / Google login / index.php. So friends, you can see this kind of form we will get. Okay, and whenever user will click on this sign in with Google button, he will get redirected to the Google's sign in web page. Okay, and whenever user will provide the right username and password, so he will get redirected to the dashboard.php. Okay, so if user don't want to sign in with this Google, then he can use the username and password of account which he has created on this website. Okay, so this is what our form is now. Now friends, we will try to understand what basic setup is required for integrating the Google's login button within our web page. So first of all, we need to create one Google's API project. In this, you need to create an application with Google which will allow you to register your website or domain with Google. So it will allow you to set up some basic information about your website or web application, and some technical things as well we need to configure. Okay, so I will show you now how you can create the Google's API project and how you can generate the credentials. So go to your web browser and search for Google Developer Console. So here you need to sign in with your Google account. So friends, if you are visiting this Google's Developer Console first time, it will show you this dialog box where they are asking for your country and they are asking you to accept these terms of services. Okay, so we will keep this country as it is and I will tick on this I agree to terms of services. So click on agree and continue. So after that, this kind of interface will appear in front of you. So this is the dashboard of Google's Developer Console. Okay, so this is basically Google's cloud platform. You can access other APIs and services from Google with this login. Okay, so here we need to first of all create one Google's API project. So how to create project? So here in the right side you can see there is one button, create a project. So I will click on it. Now it will show us this form, okay, which consists the project name and location of your project. So with a single Google account you can create maximum number of 12 projects. Okay, so you will get this kind of notification here at the top, and then you need to provide the project name. By default it will specify certain name. You can change this name whatever you want. So I will specify here my project name as demo application. Now friends, for every project name Google creates one unique project ID. So this is the project ID. This project ID is unique worldwide. Okay, so for every project such kind of project ID Google will create, with which your project will be identified, okay, with what application it is associated. Then next, location. So we will keep it as it is, no organization, and then simply click on create. Now it is creating our project here. It will take certain time. Now friends, after successfully creating a project, this kind of window will appear in front of you. Here you can see in the notification area it is showing the project is created, that is demo application. So after creating project, you need to select your project to work with. So I will select the project, and now here you can see the project demo application we have selected. Okay, so if you click here, it will show you list of all available projects. Okay, so right now we have only this demo application project. Okay, now next step, friends, we need to configure the OAuth consent screen. So in order to configure it, simply click on this OAuth consent screen option. Friends, with one Google API project, we can associate only one application. So this consent screen will help us to configure and register our application, as well as it will allow us to select the user type. So it is presenting two types of users, internal and external. So the first user type, that is internal user, will be applicable for only the users within your organization. And if you want to make your application available for rest of the all users, then you can select this second type, that is external user. So if you select external user, then this will be available for any user who is having Google account. So we will select here external user, and then I will click on create. Now this edit application registration form will appear in front of you. Here on the right side you can see how your consent screen will be presented to the user. Okay, so let's configure now this consent screen within 4 steps. So first of all, here we will provide the application name, demo application. Then here we need to provide the email address for support. So I will provide my email address itself. Then here we can select the application logo which will be shown to the user. So suppose I will choose this logo. Then here you can provide the application domain related details. So you can present the application homepage, application privacy policy and terms of service link to your user within the consent screen in this area. Okay, so all that details you can provide here if you want. Friends, if you want to use the domain name on this consent screen, then it must be pre-registered with the Google. So if your domain is not pre-registered with Google, then you cannot use domain name within your consent screen. Okay, so after adding your domain here, you can use the added domain within your consent screen as well. So we don't want to use any domain right now. So next to that, we want to provide the developer's contact information. So again, email address we need to provide here. So I will specify my email address again here like this. Okay, and click on save and continue. Now first step is completed. Now in the second step, we need to configure the scope. What kind of information from users Google account we want to access, that is nothing but the scope. So in order to add the scope, we have to click on this add or remove scope. So it will show you this dialog box. Here list of scopes you can see here. So right now I will select these first 2 scopes which will give me access to the user's email address and user's profile. Okay, and click on update. Now you can see here we have added 2 scopes here, and then click on save and continue. Now in the third step, if you want, you can add test users for testing purpose. So I don't want to add any users here, so I will click on save and continue. And at last you can observe your configuration whatever you have made. Okay, so like this we have created and configured the authentications consent screen. So I will click on now back to dashboard. Now friends, we have successfully configured the authentication consent screen for demo application. Now next thing, we need to create the credentials. So in order to create the credentials, I will click on this credential option. Now friends, in order to access our APIs, we need to create the credentials here. So right now you can see we do not have any credentials created here. So in order to create a credential, click on create credential button. Now it will show you these 4 options in front of you. We have to select this OAuth client ID because we are going to use OAuth protocol for allowing our users to sign in with their Google credentials. Okay, so after selecting this OAuth client ID, this form will appear in front of you. One more thing we need to understand here, that our client ID basically used for identifying single application only. So friends, if you are running your application on different platforms, then you will need different client IDs. Okay, so here you can see the list of application type. So after selecting the application type, we need to provide the name for our client. So you can keep this name as it is, or you can provide new name if you want. Now friends, in the authorized JavaScript origin, we need to provide the origin of our HTTP. So the origin is basically request header that indicate where the request is originated from. Okay, so here simply we will add the localhost path. So I will write here HTTP localhost. Friends, if you are using any other port other than port number 80, then you must have to specify that port number here. Right now we are using our localhost with port number 80, that's why we will not specify here. Okay, so next to this we need to provide the authorized redirect URI. So our users will be redirected to the specified URI after they have successfully authenticated from the Google's authentication server. Friends, we cannot specify here URL fragment or relative path, as well as wild characters are not allowed here. Okay, so here specify the URI where your user will be redirected after successful authentication. Localhost / Google login / dashboard.php. Okay, so whenever user will successfully authenticate himself, then he will be redirected to this dashboard.php. So like this we need to specify the authorized redirect URL where user will get redirected. Now after this, click on create button. So you can see here our authentication ID is successfully created. So this is our client ID and this is our secret client key. So these both client ID and secret key we are going to require while using this authentication protocol within our script. So for this I will copy it first of all and I will save it here. Okay, and I will also copy this client secret like this. Okay, now click on OK. Here you can see we have created one client ID. Friends, if you want to make any change within this client ID, you can simply click on this edit button. If you want to remove it, then you can click on this delete button. So in order to download this client ID and its detail, you can click on this download button. Okay, friends, this is how we have created a Google API project in the Google's developer console. As well, we have configured our authentication consent screen, and at last we have created the credentials with which we will try to use the authentication protocol. Okay, so friends, our step number 2 we have completed. Now I will try to show you how you can install the Google's PHP SDK client library with help of Composer. Okay, so friends, on your computer you must be installed with a Composer. Okay, so friends, Composer is an application level package manager for PHP programming language. Composer is basically used for managing the dependencies of PHP softwares and required libraries. So in order to download and use this PHP client library, I will show you how we can use Composer. So friends, for download and install the Google's client library in Composer, we have to use this command. Okay, so I will show you now. I will start the command prompt, and now first of all go to the location where your project is available. So I will go to D drive, and on D drive within XAMPP directory I will go to htdocs, and in htdocs I will go to Google login. Friends, this is the location of our project. Okay, and here we need to install the Google's client library. So simply we have to type the command composer space require, then write Google/API client colon, under double quotes you have to write. Okay, this is the command. Now after writing this command, hit enter. Now you can see the process is started, and here in our project folder one directory is created, vendor. Within this folder all the files related to Google API client library will get downloaded. So it will take certain time to download and extract all the files from Google's API client library. Now friends, you can see here the process is completed, and I will try to show you now. If I go to htdocs Google login, here you can see the directory with name vendor is created, and within this all the files related to Google's API client library has been downloaded with help of Composer. This is how you can install the Google's PHP SDK client library with help of Composer. Friends, our third step is also completed, where we have installed the Google's SDK client library for PHP. Now friends, we will try to understand how Google's OAuth protocol works. So friends, before writing actual code for integrating the Google sign-in button within our PHP web page, quickly we will try to understand how Google's authentication protocol work. So first of all, what is this OAuth? OAuth is a technological standard which allows us to share the information between different services, between different web applications without exposing your password. So friends, why we should use this? So we can use it for reading the user's data from other applications. This protocol provides the authorization workflow for web application, for desktop application, even for mobile devices as well. So integration of this OAuth 2.0 protocol within your web application will allow you to access the user's basic information. So friends, with help of this OAuth protocol, users will allow web applications or services to use their profile information without revealing the password. So web application can access users profile information without asking them for a password. This is basically the Google's authentication protocol. Now in this protocol there are three particular entities present. One is user, one is third party website, and another one is Google's authentication server, or you can say Google server. Now let's try to understand the flow of Google's sign-in process. So friends, on our web page there are two options to the user. They can choose from to log in within our web application or website. So the first one is to provide the username and password if they have already account within our website, and the other option is login within our website with their existing Google account. So whenever user will click on this sign in with Google button, it will start the Google's login flow, and it will take the user to the Google site login. So where user has to provide their Google's account credentials. After login successfully, they will be redirected to the consent screen which we have designed. where user will be asked for a permission to share their Google's account information with third party website. So user will be presented with two options, either they can allow or they can deny. So once user allow their information to be shared with the third party website, they will be taken back to the third party website from where they initiated the Google's login flow. So after that, the user will be login with his Google's account credential, and third party website will have access with the Google's profile information, which can be used to create account and perform the user login action. So friends, this is the overall flow for Google's login process.